The nations of the world are gathered in Paris, France for the Olympic Games. But the Olympic flame isn't the only light shining during the 2.5 weeks of international competition. The light of the gospel is also being spread in the hearts of children throughout France due to the efforts of Child Evangelism Fellowship. Preparations have been being made by the worldwide ministry for years as the world turns its attention to Paris. CEF Vice President of Administration Fred Pry says workers began distributing literature packets containing the gospel message as the Olympic torch arrived in Normandy in May.
Basically, there was the Gospel of Luke that was distributed as the Olympic flame passed through various sites on its way to Paris.
CEF and partner churches are handing out Olympic-themed wristbands to children throughout the country and sports day kits containing the gospel message.
That's powerful when you think about 130,000 of these will be distributed leading up to and during the Olympics and even after the Olympics.
They're also hosting Olympic Day clubs with the theme, "The Race with Jesus Leads to Victory."
Of course, the Olympics are always being talked about, and then they can relate that to the gospel message, to knowing God, to being introduced to know Jesus, and to placing their faith and trust in Him.
Pry is also excited to see how churches in France, despite the country's celebrated secular society, are mobilizing to be a part of this evangelistic effort.
Of those, I mentioned that 130,000 gospel literature packs, a lot of those are going to be received by churches and used by the churches. In fact, I would say the majority are going to be used by them. So the church is excited about it. They're looking forward to being an intricate part of this mission outreach.
Price says Child Evangelism Fellowship is always looking for opportunities to reach young people with the gospel. He says it's the message the Apostle Paul charged the followers of Christ with in his day.
He asked people to pray for open doors for the gospel. And the Olympics is an open door for the gospel. And as believers, we can't allow that opportunity to pass us by.
You might not be able to join the effort in Paris this summer, but there are ways to join the Olympic outreach. Pry says you can pray for the success of the endeavor, that many children will come to know Jesus during the weeks and months ahead. Giving financially to CEF is always appreciated. He also asks that you consider joining your local Child Evangelism Fellowship efforts right here at home.
I'd say get involved in your local areas. Contact your local CEF chapter. We have over 400 offices here in the U.S. They would love to get a call from one of your listeners that says, you know, I heard this, and God just impressed upon my heart to say, I want to be involved.
Check out the CEF mission via the World Wide Web at cefonline.com. Reporting for Great Plains Christian Radio, I'm Delvin Kinser.